So I just saw Wonder Woman. It was pretty good. Not great. It was pretty good, I guess. All I really have to say about this movie is it's good. It's not bad. It is the best entry into the DCEU. 100 times better than Man of Steel. 1,000 times better than Batman v Superman. Billion times better than Suicide Squad. So give it a watch if you want DC to turn around. At first I didn't believe the reviews for it because I'm like, good DC movie. Yeah, there hasn't been a good one since like The Dark Knight from 2008. But for the first movie with Wonder Woman, it is very good. But the only problems I had with it were the beginning and the end. The beginning being just kind of boring, and there were a lot of scenes in that were cut weirdly. The beginning, I mean from the beginning of the movie to when she got off of the island. She leaves the island, but there's a scene where Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman puts her little gauntlets together on her arms, and one of the ladies smashes her sword, I think, on it, and it makes a big old boom. And what happens after that is the most weirdly cut thing with her mom saying, "What have I done?" And like people laying on the... It's not... That scene, I had no clue what was happening visually. It's cut really weirdly. I don't like it at all, but I guess the middle of the movie makes up for it. But the middle, I mean the 90% of the movie. From when she leaves, or at least when she's talking to Chris Pine. Like, when she's talking to Chris Pine to when she fights the bad guy. I'm not gonna say who the bad guy is. He looks ridiculous when he loses his face covering thing. Ah, jeez. He looks absolutely ridiculous. And the one thing I hate, which I think they did in Suicide Squad if I remember correctly, is that during the fight, they're fighting, but the villain keeps saying sentences about how evil they are. Like, we get it. We watched the movie and we saw you as the bad guy. We know you're a bad guy. That's why you're fighting. You don't need to keep talking about why you're evil. There's a lot of, "Join me, Diana. Together we can blah blah blah." But it's like, okay, Diana, don't you see? They need to be destroyed. Like, you're fighting and you're talking, you're making a sentence every minute. It's weird. Also, a lot of the special effects do take it out of the movie, like when she performs her big jumps. Her big jumps are very noticeably, like, not a noticeable cut, but you notice, yep, that's the point where that's the real actress, and then that's when it's just a CGI person. And there's a few special effects sequences that do bring out of the movie that is a lot like the end of Batman vs Superman, where it looks like a video game of like rubbery people, and it doesn't feel right. But overall, this movie is good. Gal Gadot is spectacular as Wonder Woman. Chris Pine is spectacular as Steve Trevor. The two supporting characters, the Irish one and the one that were the Fez, is good. The Native American guy, as like his dialogue was kind of not very well performed, but good for him, I guess. Special effects, other than the ones that look like rubbery, weird video game scenes, look pretty good. There's a scene where Wonder Woman is deflecting a bunch of bullets off of her, and it looks real good, and the lasso of truth doesn't look ridiculous, and it's good. Non-visible jet. But no, this movie is 100% the best DCEU movie. A lot of the music choices in this movie, they use the theme by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL with the Wonder Woman, like the guitar, drum. That thing, that sounds amazing in Batman v Superman because Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL did the score for that whole movie, but they didn't do the score for Wonder Woman, so when it's in here, it is the most out of place. It sounds awesome, but it doesn't feel right. A lot of times when they use the low parts of that theme, like it fits. But when they start adding that weird guitar or high-pitched thing, it is very not good. It sounds good, doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Another thing that doesn't feel right is the points in some of the action scenes where it goes slow-mo. Thought we were done with that. Kind of takes it out of the movie every once in a while. Towards the end of the movie, it gets a little Batman v Superman-y, but what can you do? Overall, it's good. I give it an 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10, if I'm being a little generous. Story-wise, it makes sense. There's a plot that moves forward with characters that affect the plot. Unlike, the other DCEU movies, but, yeah, the only other problem we have in it is that it exists in the same universe as Suicide Squad, which was not good. Nothing should exist in that universe, please, sorry. Another thing I want to talk about, a little extra thing, is what the hell is happening with the drama surrounding it. I know there's a lot of feminist people saying, this movie is good, it's a good message for little girls who want a superhero they can relate to, which is good because most of the superheroes now have been just dudes. There's no, a little girl can be like, I like Black Widow. But Black Widow is the most underwritten character I've ever seen. In Age of Ultron, it is really hard to watch. But people have been saying things like, this has revolutionized superhero films. It hasn't. It is just a regular superhero movie. It's a good one, but it hasn't A movie that has revolutionized superhero films is probably Logan, or Deadpool, or Guardians of the Galaxy. I know you can say I'm a Marvel fanboy, but whatever. Or The Dark Knight, really. That one's really good. Another thing about diversity is Gal Gadot. She's Israeli. She served in the Israeli military, which was mandatory, by the way. But people are making a big deal out of it. Here's a little article by forward.com. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is white. Let's not pretend otherwise. It says, while the film is pioneering in terms of gender representation, in other respects it is not especially innovative. It does include some black Amazons and a couple people of color, but the headline characters are white, and almost all marketing has been centered on white people. I don't know if you know this, but it's an adaptation of a comic book, and they're white. So, I mean, it's like the Iron Fist thing, where people are asking to cast Danny Rand as a Asian American man, while the character is not Asian American. This is my take, is don't make things diverse just for the sake of diversity. Make it serve an actual purpose. Just because all the characters are white. What is wrong with the characters being white? Are white people evil now? That's That's like, what if someone said that, like, man, that movie was good, except I just wish all those black people weren't in it. Like, it's not. Also, Gal Gadot she's Israeli, and not Caucasian, which shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Race shouldn't matter. Gender should not matter. I don't know why people are making a big deal on the race thing. It is a good movie for promoting, gender equality. Not a very good movie for those people that go, all men are bad. Because they do portray a lot of men as being the worst people in the world. Which 80-ish, maybe less % of males are not like that. But the thing is, a lot of people are like that in this movie because it takes place during World War I. I don't know if you know this, but it's not World War I anymore, so please stop comparing males to these terrible, terrible people. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Not a great film. It's a great superhero film. It's okay. It's good, except not the first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes. That's all I gotta say. It's a really fun time. Anything with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine together in a scene is entertaining. This review's gone on for too long. I'm probably gonna edit it down. You know what? Subscribe. Probably not gonna do more of these knee-jerk review things. Some more videos coming soon. Maybe one about how bad the DCEU is. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just stop talking. Probably do that. Bye.